Hey there, this is TJR, and so this is part 3 of my songwriting blog for the new song I'm working on called Sensation. And this began, of course, as an exercise. I wanted to try to write a song in the vein of, say, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, just a rock and roll song on the piano. And it's kind of evolved a bit since then. Initially, I had written some lyrics that were just kind of silly. And it's kind of gotten a little more serious, and I've put a bridge in the song where there's actually now kind of this darker subtext. And so this kind of song has gone into some directions I wasn't expecting. But let me go ahead and explain to you what I've done here. And I've finished the song. I've put a bridge and then a final verse and chorus. And so basically, you can of course check out the links if you haven't yet, which should be listed under more information, where you can see the previous 2 episodes and see how this song has evolved. So the song Sensation, we had, of course, had the verses, where this guy is telling this girl how great she is. She's going to be this big star, My, you really are a sensation. There's that whole business going on. And when we get to the chorus, he talks about how he's going to, make her a big star. And with me behind the wheel, we're going to shake up the world. Just wait till they see us. I want to be us. And that's, of course, that's in the chorus. So we have a verse and chorus, and then we get to the bridge where we have this kind of darker subtext. So I'm going to play this for you and then just kind of talk about it here. So the bridge here, we come out of the back at school they laughed at your dreams. The ugly duckling never amounts to nothing. Back home they called you the black sheep. It haunted your sleep, made you feel like a freak. But where are they now? Yeah, where are they now? They're out on the streets, yeah, waiting to meet ya. And then we go back to the introduction of the song, which is that riff of... Now, before I move any further with that, let me just talk about that bridge. So what we do is we have this story where this guy is telling this girl, hey, I think you're amazing, you're going to be great, I'm going to make you a big star and all this, and talks about how it's going to be huge, fame and fortune and all this stuff. I kind of see the song as like a musical number for a musical that doesn't exist, is how I'm approaching this one now. But it still has that kind of that rock and roll, that 50s rock and roll feel. Kind of like that. But then we get to this bridge where it's either him, or you could just take it as a narrator saying, and back in school they laughed at all your dreams. The ugly duckling never amounts to nothing. And back home they called you the black sheep. It haunted your sleep, made you feel like a freak. But where are they now? Yeah, where are they now? Yeah, they're out on the streets, yeah, waiting to meet ya. And so it kind of deals with the fact that this character, the female character that who's being talked about in this song, has this kind of bit of some hurt and pain in her past. Being told she wouldn't ever become anything, people laughing at her dreams. And so we kind of get a darker subtext here with this part of it. And then after that, we go back to the piano intro. We do that, and we go into an instrumental section, which is just going to be, the chords of the chorus, which I just played for you. We're going to go through the whole chorus, And then we get to the last verse. And here in the first verses, we're looking forward. In this last verse, we're just looking back now. After the journey's over, we jump ahead. So the last verse is, my, you really cause a sensation. It all went by so fast and was so hard to take in. Hey, hey, girl, when did it all get so crazy? But this time the chorus is a little bit different. And so it goes, and with me behind the wheel we really shook up the world. But babe, was it worth it to be in Okay? And so in the chorus, he's looking back, he's saying, you know, well, we did shake up the world, we did become big stars, but was it worth it? And he says, to be in this circus, referring to the whole media circus, just the whole circus of fame and stardom and all of that. And then at the end he says, and it won't be too long before a new face comes along, which is the old adage that fame is fleeting. It can be very fleeting. Not everybody gets to hold on to it very long. Most people in music are lucky to get that one hit single, and that's it. So the first part, there's a lot of idealization as they're looking ahead and dreaming of the future. And the last part, they've experienced it now, and now they're kind of looking back with wiser eyes, maybe more cynical eyes too. And so then, after we come out of that last part there, I thought I'd do something completely different and go into a completely different section where it's like the opening, but a little different. So we do it like this. We come out of it and 2, 3, 4. Fade out. And it would just kind of fade out, I think, from there. So that is the entire song from start to finish now. And kind of the funny thing is I went back and I found my first initial scribblings of lyrics for this song. And like I said, initially I was thinking, you know, Little Richard. I was coming up with just the first words that came to my head. And it was just kind of, it had nothing to do with this whole story that the song now tells. It was just this guy observing this girl saying, "My, you really are a sensation." It had a bunch of lines like, you know, the way you dance, the way you move, the way you dance, the way you groove, the way you bust those modern moves. It was just kind of just silly, you know, lyrics about how great, how hot this guy thinks this girl is, and so it really changed a lot. And I know in the beginning I thought, you know, I didn't want to get too serious about it, and that I shouldn't. I don't think I got that serious, but there is a little bit of a darker subtext now in the bridge, and at the end of the song too, when we look back with somewhat more mature eyes, when the character in the song looks back, I should say. But then I realized, you know, actually using those type of 1950s simple musical modes, Pink Floyd in the song "The Thin Ice" used those kind of chord modes but attached very serious lyrics to it. So anyways, I take back what I said in the previous video. Okay, so anyways though, so that's the whole song, and so I guess now it's time to perform it next.